there late in Monday Night Football to tie the game from 64 yards out. His attempt on the free kick was a lot closer than what his second kick was, as the first kick just fell probably about 5 yards short. The second kick just absolutely hooked left, and it was not even close to being a field goal. But nevertheless, the Eagles win 10-7 against the Packers. And so, Kevin, rocking your Kelly Green, Jalen Hurts jersey, I'm going to toss it to you first. As you were saying in the opening, that your team made it a lot harder than it needed to be. The defense was locking in, and then you eventually put things together later on. But just how are you feeling? Because we did something new this past week with our power rankings, and you and Kaz both had the Eagles at number 1. I didn't have the Eagles in my top 5, and they get a big road win in Green Bay against the Packers. So since you already dove into the game a little bit, now I ask you, you stand 10 toes down on your take that the Eagles are number 1, as your jersey indicates?
Yeah, man. I mean, we're like Thanos. It's inevitable. Either our offense is going to carry us or our defense is going to carry us. And I just want to say, Howie Roseman, God bless you. I was one of the guys saying, fuck them picks. Let's go get Myles Garrett. And he said, Kevin, Jalen Phillips, 3rd round pick. Let's do that first. Let's see how the waters work. 8 pressures, game high, 7 hurries, 6 tackles, 2 quarterback hits, and a fumble recovery, and it was a part of a game-winning stop. Jalen Phillips came in this game and made his presence known. 3rd round draft pick. It's putting a lot of pressure on these guys because we had Nolan Smith come back from injury. He had a sack. Jalix Hunt came back, but he came into this week. He got a sack. Having guys on the edge is what Philly's known for. We're known for having guys, a multitude of guys that we could throw in on that edge to really put a lot of pressure on the quarterback. And that's all they were saying throughout the game was Jordan Love. This pressure is really forcing Jordan Love to do a lot of different things. Jordan Love and this offense really couldn't get anything going. Josh Jacobs completely carried that team until number 13. His name is skipping my head on the Packers. Contavious Wicks started blowing up, and he was doing everything for this offense. So it's nice to see that we were finally able to get a win against the Packers in Green Bay. Last time we did that was Jalen's rookie year when he only played the second half because we pulled him for Carson Wentz. So it's nice to see us get a win. Kevin Patullo, we're still having problems offensively. It's starting to get annoying when we run the ball and they just all out blitz us. Like, they're not even respecting us throwing the ball. And this is the first game in a long time where I feel like I'm on A.J. Brown's side. 2 targets, and then we're going to say 4th and 8. We're not going to punt. We're just going to throw the ball to A.J. Brown. Where was that mentality the whole fucking night? And I get it. When you look at the all 11, they're doubling them. That's why Smitty and Goddard are making plays after plays. Saquon's making plays in the passing game. But we have to find a way to get this going. Because later down the line, Saquon's been able to explode a couple of times. But throughout the season, we haven't really seen that. And we lose guys like Cam Jurgens. We lose guys like Lane Johnson until the last 2 possessions. So if we're going to have to rely on this running game, it's going to have to do something. Because we're running into brick walls over and over and over. I literally got a notification on my phone that Saquon Barkley had a 16-yard loss. 16-yard loss. How does that happen? That just goes to show that everyone in America says the Eagles are going to run the ball. And we're running the ball. Last thing I want to say, I don't want to talk this too long. Best team in the world, to answer your question, Shaun. And this game, I don't think we really showed it. But next Sunday in Detroit, that's when we put the world on notice. Because the NFC North is the best division in football, but we just Vikings, Packers. I mean, we're gonna play Chicago on Black Friday, and what we're gonna do to them. So if they're the best division in football, we just run through it. So a lot of great things to see, and I'm really looking forward to next Sunday. Oh, and one other thing, Micah Parsons is our son, no matter what. You can go to Green Bay. You can go to Dallas. It ain't going to change nothing. I just want you to know that. Lane Johnson is your father. He didn't line up against Lane Johnson one time all game.
Damn. You really just put Micah Parsons on notice right there. And so, Jaevon, I know due to YouTube TV that you were unable to tune into this game in its entirety, but does the result surprise you at all? Like, we all picked the Eagles to win this game. And when I saw the everybody graphic go out around 4:30, I thought to myself, damn, this is the one game that I actually would have considered flipping my pick because the Packers are a formidable team. Ultimately, I didn't, and I ended up benefiting from that. But I definitely thought that the Packers were going to have a shot to win this game, and them only losing by 3 points kind of indicates that. But were you surprised at all by this result, Jaevon? Why or why not?
It's. I thought the game would be higher scoring. Obviously, I think that was something that a lot of people were kind of surprised by was the score. I think it was the first time in like Monday Night Football history it was like a 0-0 at halftime.
Since 2009.
Yeah, since 09. So been a long time coming for that. I just think I kind of agree with Kevin. The offensive play calling has been very
abysmal,
spotty,
trash, awful
the entire year, and that was one of the things coming in. Obviously, they lose Kellen Moore, former Boise State quarterback that won in I think it was the Fiesta Bowl. That Kellen Moore,
the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, Statue of Liberty, play of the game. Kids today won't know. I guess we're all dating ourselves, but just go back and watch the Fiesta Bowl, Boise State. If you don't know what we're talking about, all the TikTok.
And then on top of that too, one of his teammates proposed to his girlfriend after the game. A football player and a cheerleader got married after that Oklahoma Boise State game. Very many memories from that game.
That's besides the point. As far as the offensive play calling for the Eagles has been a little bit shaky. I always tell Kevin, hey Kev, why doesn't the head coach just call the plays?
You know, after Dan Campbell did that, I'm like, look,
Kevin's like,
everyone else is doing it.
We might as well just go to that.
We might as well give it a shot. It got to be better than this.
Guys, I think what it came down to, and I kind of like to refer this to a college football. I don't think it's they don't have similar. They have similar offensive personnel at Auburn. I just think that when it comes to the Eagles, they have better receivers than most DBs. And when you have better players, you kind of just let your better players be better than everybody else in the field. And by that, Devontae Smith on a go ball, I'm just going to throw it up to Devontae Smith, former Heisman Trophy winner, and he's going to make a play on the ball because he's better than the guy that's guarding him. He's going to be able to make a play for us. And I feel like at that point in time, you got to, like Kevin was talking about Saquon Barkley having a 16-yard loss, which is just insane to say. You got to get your guys involved, whether that's in the run game or in the pass game. Jalen Hurts can make the necessary throws when needed. I just don't know if the system or the scheme is fitting what their personnel is currently. And it shouldn't be hard because you got all-pro wide receiver, all-pro running back in the backfield. Like, it shouldn't be hard to figure out how to get these guys involved. But apparently it's geometry 3 or calculus to whoever it is that's trying to call these plays. So I think right now the Eagles are figuring out ways to win because they have better players. But I feel like how far will that get them when it comes to time, like in the playoffs against other teams that have similar skill sets and similar personnel to them when they have to go up against guys that are just as good. So Kevin was talking about next week how they're on the road at Detroit. So that'll be a good test for them. But tonight was a really, really good test because I think the Packers are a very talented team, but they're kind of in a weird situation with how their division is and what their record standpoint is. So them not being able to produce points at home against a valuable opponent was a little bit – and that's in back-to-back weeks too. They weren't able to get it done against Carolina. They dropped two games at home against Carolina and now against the Eagles. So and I don't think the Eagles or not the Eagles, the Packers have lost back-to-back home games since like Favre. So got to go back.
The game's actually in Philly, by the way. That was a mistake.
Yep, on Sunday Night Football, Kevin, you read my mind. I was just about to add that in there. So the Eagles, but regardless of whether if it's in Detroit or in Philadelphia, it's going to be a huge game coming up next Sunday night. And I, for one, am really looking forward to it.
We can watch that game, Kevin.
Shout out to Peacock or NBC if you got old school linear television. But speaking of Sunday